After the Patriots win against the Raiders on Sunday, the one negative people keep pointing out has Stephon Gilmore's play declined after his Defensive Player of the Year award last season. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. The first thing you can point to, obviously, is the penalties. He's had 3 this season. He had 1 all of last season for pass interference. Have you seen him kind of decline or have more trouble guarding these wideouts than he did last season?
Well, no one was expecting Nelson Agholor to run right by Stephon Gilmore on a go route. I mean, that's just crazy to think, right? That a guy like that would beat Gilmore over the top. But watching that play back a couple of times and just thinking about his play overall, there's no physical drop off, I don't think, in Stephon Gilmore's play right now. I don't see him, being a step too slow or a step behind or his footwork declining or anything like that. But what I am seeing is maybe a little bit lack of focus. That play with Agholor, I think he just never expected Agholor to go deep on him. I think he really thought that the route was going to break off. Agholor might have given him a little bit of a hesitation, kind of double move there. It wasn't much of anything, but it was just enough to get Gilmore to sort of stop his feet and look into the backfield to see if the ball was coming. And then he sort of realized that Agholor was still going up the field and his options were to either grab him or let him walk in for a touchdown. So he grabbed him. And it's just those little concentration things, those little focus areas of the game. The catch that he gave up against DK Metcalf, for instance, is a tip your cap play, right? Just an incredible throw, an incredible catch on the other end, and you kind of just move on from a play like that. But you can't let a guy like Agholor, who's not very fast, not really a deep threat or a burner, get by the Defensive Player of the Year. That's something that can't happen. So overall, he only gave up 2 other catches for 20 yards. He had the penalty, which you kind of tack on those yards as extra. That wasn't a completion, obviously, but it still counts. So not his best day. He's certainly not as crisp at the catch point right now when he's targeted in the passing game. He's giving up some plays that he normally wouldn't. But again, I think it's mostly a concentration thing. It's a focus thing. He's just not quite as locked in this year as he was last year. And maybe he's just kind of easing himself into the season a little bit. This is all high, I'm guessing here. No one can know what's going on in Gilmore's head besides Gilmore, but I think that maybe he's a little bit less focused this year. Maybe there's no fans in the stands and the energy in the stadium is kind of affecting him a little bit because he is kind of a docile guy, so if he doesn't have that sort of pick-me-up, maybe that's part of it too. I think that by the end of the season, we're going to see a different Gilmore who's a little bit more locked in.
Well, there was plenty of players who stood out in a positive way on defense, especially on Sunday against the Raiders. Chase Winovich, Dietrich Wise, obviously the 2 names that stand out with the strip sack, the touchdown, but I'm watching it back. Did anyone else stand out to you as having a really solid performance?
Well, there was 2 guys, and I'll give a short answer and a long answer here. One, Devin McCourty was just incredible in this game, and they really didn't have anybody that scared McCourty over the top on the post, so he was just jumping Darren Waller the entire game, and he almost came up with 2 interceptions. One, Jason McCourty actually almost caught, and that second one in the end zone, Devin almost just jumped the route and ran it back. It might have been 6 if he had been able to get his hands on it and secure it. So great game for Devin McCourty, nothing new there, but the one guy that really stood out, he didn't play very much, only 9 snaps in coverage, but Jawan Williams had a really nice game just going through the schematic things that the Patriots wanted to throw at Darren Waller. This wasn't just Jawan Williams had a good game because he took Waller one-on-one in man coverage, and I thought that was impressive. No, I thought his head and his mental acumen in this game was really impressive. Going through New England's match coverages, going through their bracket coverages, understanding where his help is on the field, and understanding what his role is once he does pass off Waller to somebody on the inside. His ability to kind of go through those coverage schemes early on in the game in the first quarter really took Waller out of the game and took Carr out of the game in a way too, and kind of put him in a funk not being able to go to his number 1 target. So I thought that Williams' ability to kind of go through the game plan, execute the game plan at a really high level on Waller is what really got the ball rolling and making sure that he didn't hurt the Patriots yesterday.
Well, for all the rest of our Patriots coverage of Sunday's game and beyond, you can find it on our website at clnsmedia.com. And as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.